Have you ever wanted to create your own online resume, an online game, or even start your own blog? If so, you have probably wondered how to first make your own webpage to serve as a foundation to your project. In this tutorial, you will be able to learn how to set up your first website and some introductory styling techniques to make it really stand out. To begin, you should be familiar with the definition of HTML and CSS. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. That's a fancy name, but here's what each word means. Hypertext simply refers to the links found on a web page. The links that you click on take you to different web pages of the web. Markup refers to the tags that are used in the creation of web pages. These will be discussed in more depth later. Language simply means that HTML is a computer language that can be interpreted by the computer and processed into binary strings. While HTML serves as a backbone of all web pages, CSS is what makes the web page become personalized. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. The definition of cascading is to arrange in a certain sequence or pattern. Style refers to the process of formatting a design to look pleasant to the eyes. Sheets refers to a .css document that the .html file can read and implement into its web page. Now that you know some vocabulary, let's begin talking about tags. Tags are what create the main components of a web page. Tags begin with a less than sign and end with a greater than sign. For example, there are p tags to denote a paragraph, table tags to denote a table, and list tags to denote a list. Tags can either be paired, self-closing, or attributed with a style. The basic syntax for tags is shown. First, open up a text editor. If you are a Windows user, open up Notepad. If you are a Mac user, open TextEdit. Lastly, save the blank document as an HTML file in a designated folder. Title the document Index, all lowercase. Anything that you want on the web page, including pictures, must be in this folder. It cannot be in any other folder, or the web browser will not be able to see it. Now you have all the basic tools to create your web page.
Now that we've made the index file, we must tell the browser what to do with it. We can tell the browser how to interpret the index file as an HTML web page by using the doctype tag. It's a necessity to tell it that it's an HTML file. After we have done that, we can use the HTML tag to show the browser where we will put everything. After adding those two additions, the index file can actually now be opened in the browser, though it won't look like very much. Viewing your web page is rather simple. All you have to do is find the index.html file in your file browser and double-click on it. The computer should now see it as a web page and will now automatically open it up in your computer's default browser in a new tab. Whenever you make changes to the web page, in order to see them, all you have to do is refresh the page and the web page will update on its own. Now that you've seen your web page, you will likely want to give your tab a custom title. To change this, we must first make a head block inside the HTML block. The head block is used for setting things that are not inside the main body of the web page, but we will only really be using it to set the title. To give your tabs a title, we can simply use the title tag with a name inside of it. I have shown an example on the current slide. After setting the title, we can get to the fun part. To add things to the main body of the web page, we must first make a body block, which is made from the body tag. The body will contain everything from pictures to tables. This body will make up a vast majority of the web page and is where you're going to spend most of your time formatting.
Now you will learn how to configure your file. What do you want on your web page? Text? Images? Links? These are common elements found on most web pages, so let's find out how to add them. Starting with text, there are two types of HTML text. There are headers and paragraphs. Headers are created using the header tag, which uses the letter H, followed by a number 1 through 6. H1 creates the largest header, while H6 creates the smallest. Headers automatically bold and space above and below the text. Paragraph tags are used for the majority of text. A paragraph is made by using the P tag. It will add space above and below the text. Next, we'll talk about images. To add an image to your web page, you need to use the image tag, an image source, and alternative text. Here I have an image named wolfpack.jpg, saved in the same folder as my HTML file. We'll start with the image tag img Then write src for the source, equals, and then the image name in quotes. Next, we add the alternative text by writing alt equals and then your alternative text in quotes. This is what will show up if your image fails to load. We finish by closing the tag. Now we'll add a link. You need an anchor tag, a hyperlink reference, and text or an image to apply the link to. On the left, we will add a link to some text. Write the anchor tag around the text you want to be linked. Start with the anchor tag A, then write href equals your link in quotes. This tag is not self-closing, so after your text, you must close the tag. On the right, we added a link to an image. The process is the same as before, except instead of having the anchor tags around text, we have them around the image tag we used before. This creates an image that takes you to the NCSU homepage when you click it.
Now that you've constructed the text that forms the basis of your web page, you must be wondering how you can customize it to your specifications. Fortunately, stylizing web pages in HTML is quite intuitive. Basic formatting of text can be done through the use of formatting tags. To use these, start by placing angled brackets right outside the text you wish to alter. In the first bracket, add the formatting tag name. In the second, do the same, but add a slash before it. Some examples of formatting tags and their impact on the selected text are provided above. Probably want to change more than just the text of your web page, though. Inline styling can help you achieve this goal. Each inline stylistic alteration you make in HTML uses the same basic syntax, that is, the same structure for a line of code. As with all HTML code, the line is enclosed with angled brackets. Following the first chevron is the name of the tag of the element you are trying to stylize. This is then followed by the style attribute, with an equal sign attached to the end of it. The rest of the information is contained in quotation marks, with such information starting with the name of the stylistic property you are trying to change, with a colon separating it from the property value specifying what the property is changed to. A semicolon is attached to the end of the property value pair, with multiple properties being able to be changed inside the quotation marks this way. An example of this can be viewed in the diagram provided. One such important property that can be changed to stylize your web page is the color property, which, like the name suggests, defines the color of an element. Color property values are represented in HTML in an additive hexadecimal system. To specify a color, 6 digits are used. The first 2 represent red, the middle 2 represent green, and the final 2 represent blue, and they all come together to form a color. Values from 0 to F can occupy a digit, with an increase in value corresponding to an increase in the intensity of a hue. A table for some colors in HTML is provided in the diagram. A factor critical in understanding some of the other properties available for the user to work with are measurements commonly used in HTML. One such measurement is the pixel. Defined as the smallest dot visible on a computer screen, pixels are used to resize all kinds of elements of a web page. In contrast, the EM unit, which measures the width size of a font, can only be used to resize text. Properties using these measurements are provided in the visual seen above. Understanding these concepts should help you create web pages with ease. To further enhance your knowledge, consider learning about cascading style sheets, abbreviated as CSS. These enable a user to make all their stylistic changes on one page, making the process more efficient.
Hopefully now you have a better understanding of what HTML and CSS are and how you can create your first web page. If you would like to learn more about web page development, there are many great resources online that can be used for free. Examples are codeacademy.com and also W3 Schools. Thank you.